Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Parts Unknown, known as the Clem and Claw Show. If anybody saw what I put on Twitter a few hours ago, any guests, any session wrestlers, any cat fighters, any content producers, if you're interested in coming on the show, all we're asking is contact Claus Webb or myself, and we'll see if we can put you on for like a 20, 30 minute interview. And hopefully, I'm thinking in the future I'd like to have some people put in some questions, but we'll work on that. But anyways, from like I said, from the parts unknown, like I said, we're back again after about a 2 week hiatus. But that's normal.
Almost three.
Three week hiatus.
Yes,
Okay,
because it
gotcha.
was 5 Tuesdays last month.
That's correct. My bad. So yeah, we're back. Usually we start at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, 8:30 Central time. But hey, things happen. It's called life, people. We move though. We move in silence. My man's
Yeah.
tired, definitely tired.
Oh
I
Jesus!
am
It's been
tired too, so I'm not gonna ask too
a happy
much.
Valentine's Day for everyone that's out there.
Oh yeah, by the way, happy Valentine's Day for all the couples. Y'all know who you is. Man with the last minute roses and taking people to restaurants and all that. You have any advice for them before we get into the fight stuff?
Um, letting our vows endure. LOVE. So that's all I got. uh, or like a line that I would cite on Clubhouse today. I know what love is, and it just don't stop. But I can explain better when I say what love's not. One of my favorite lines from my favorite song. Um, um, from East to West Coast and all the places in between, real love is like a ghost. Talked about but rarely seen.
Yep. And that's all that comes to my mind is love don't hurt me no more. That's another song that came into my head. Anyways, before we even get to the top five league, because it's very interesting what happened this week. Thoughts on the Super Bowl, man? It was a good Super Bowl. Of course, the Rams pulled
Um,
it out in the end.
yeah, the Rams pulled it out. I'm just happy that somebody from LSU got a ring.
Yeah,
Odell, I hated that he got hurt.
me too.
Um, that sucked, especially I think the bet was the over under was like 63 yards, and he
Yep,
had 52 on
he was
two
on it.
catches,
He was
and
on
I
it.
think the over under catches was like five or six
Yep.
was like the over under. He only had two catches. I was like, oh, you had some people that had lost money because best believe he was going to be a factor in the game, but I mean he still did score a touchdown. For Joe Burrow, I was a little sad for him. At least it ended the way it was supposed to from the standpoint of Cincinnati offense being on the field against
The Rams defense.
the Rams defense, strength on strength.
Yep.
Um, because Cincinnati's defense was nothing really to write home about. Now the Rams still had to score points, even though Cincinnati's defense hadn't given up more than 20 points.
Yep.
And only twice since October. Part of the other issue was the fact that the Cincinnati's defense has been playing lights out, but the fact that this man was already down Tyler Higbee, he was already Henderson was almost not much of a factor.
Yep.
Akers had no running game, and
Yep.
you had Odell go out in the second quarter. So you really got Cooper Cup,
And a
a
tight end I've
third of
never heard
Van
of.
Jefferson, and everybody else we ain't heard of. We don't know these babies, and you
They
still
have a
had to make
third.
it work
Yeah, they had a backup tight end I've never heard of until this game.
ever.
Like, who is this guy? Anyways, I think the experience of the Rams being in the Super Bowl for 4 years ago kind of helped them, even though they got stopped, they got shut down by New England. I
Yeah,
think 4 years ago and they got beat 13-3. The experience helped them in this one.
yeah,
I
and
agree with
then
you.
plus they was at home, in the home city, and you
True,
know, and so
true.
it is what it is. I think going forward, it'd be easier for the Rams to get back than it would be
Yeah,
Cincinnati, just
I
because
agree.
Cincinnati's is already in the division where you got Buffalo, you got Tennessee, you got the
Kansas
Chiefs, you
City.
got Baltimore. I mean,
Yep,
just them. Whereas the Rams, you got Brady
yep,
retired for right now, so he's out. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, depending on where he's decided to go. I'm going to make this bold prediction. If Aaron Rodgers, I know the Packers have came out this week, today, saying that they're going to go all in to do whatever Aaron wants.
okay.
If let's say if that's still not good enough, and Aaron decided to go to Denver, which has been a rumored place,
Yep.
I would not be surprised by week 6, week 7, if Brady comes back.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, if you look at the South, just my beloved South, Matt Ryan is going to be the best quarterback in the division.
Dang.
That's already said. If you look at
Wow.
the way the East is, Dak Prescott, your Dak Prescott, best quarterback in the division. That's out.
Yep.
You look at the West, you already know Russell don't want to be there. You
Yep.
got Kyler Murray's upset.
Yep.
You got oh God, who's that? Oh, San Francisco still trying to figure out what they're gonna do. They
It looked
talking
like
about
they're gonna
moving
do
on
a
from
transplant. It looked like
right.
they're moving from Jimmy G. It looked
Yeah,
like they're
they're gonna
moving
move
on,
away from Jimmy G. And so you got
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford, who just won the Super Bowl. So he wouldn't really have nothing to prove.
Correct.
There wouldn't be no fire. So that week, and then that leaves you with the North. Oh God, whoever they would get, Jordan Love will get replaced.
Jordan Love
Uh,
is a big time downgrade from Aaron Rodgers.
Justin Fields, I think is still 2 years away.
He's not
You
ready.
got
No. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, and then
If he
who else?
stays, if he
Oh,
stays
and Jared Goff.
and Jared Goff.
So legitly, the three best quarterbacks in the conference, not division, in the conference is Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, and Kirk Cousins. That's essential. If I'm Brady, that's an open door just to walk back, just to
Correct.
walk in. Let's say if he just wanted to throw a third team just for the heck of it, come to New Orleans. He could walk on New Orleans roster right now.
Easily.
Literally,
Do Tom
as
Brady,
long as he comes in the NFC, don't go to the AFC. There's already too many sharks in the AFC.
if Tom Brady comes to the New Orleans Saints, I'm making a bold prediction. You are winning the Super Bowl. I'm saying it now. I'm
I
saying it
still,
now because you got
ugh,
Alvin Kamara, you have Michael Thomas who didn't play
no,
this year. So
but
think
I
about him.
I still contend, even though part of the reason why Russell Wilson had on the list was Sean Payton because he wanted New Orleans was because of Sean Payton.
Mm,
Everybody else is still that the OC is there, and Sean is just taking time off.
correct.
Who's not to say Sean wouldn't feel the itch to come back or
Correct.
do something or whatever? And Dennis Allen, you're nice, but you ain't Sean Payton.
Let's see.
So
Let's say for the record that Russell Wilson is wanting to leave Seattle, and it's and you, like you said, it's very obvious that the man is very, very unhappy in Seattle right now because Pete Carroll's still the head coach, and he wanted him gone. So let's say Russell Wilson does come to New Orleans, and let's say that Sean Payton, like you said, gets the itch to come back. Imagine what your team will look like with a healthy Michael Thomas, a healthy Alvin Kamara, and a Russell Wilson, and you got a
like
good
you
defense.
got a legit shot to get. We'll have a legit shot to get because the Rams, all them babies can't get paid. All them
Exactly.
babies can't get paid.
Exactly.
Aaron Donald, I know some people, yeah, 30 is a little early to be retiring, but everybody got different priorities.
Jury's out
Matt,
on him. I don't know. I can't
Matt
believe him. Man.
Stafford, if I'm Matt Stafford, you done played this game long enough. You
Retire.
ain't got nothing left to prove. You legitly have nothing left to prove. Like everybody talking, oh, Matthew Stafford, Hall of Famer. Okay, I agree. He's a Hall of Famer. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Agree.
He has to win at least one more Super Bowl, in my opinion, to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Because
Mm,
you win two, the list is short. The list gets considerably short, you win two. And
mm,
you look at Matt Stafford, you don't see any erosion of skills right now.
mm.
So he could play at this level easily another 3 years, three
Yep.
to 4 years. And what kind
Yep.
of team do they put around him for that? So if everybody decides the band comes back together, a la Tampa, but as we've seen with injuries, that's no guarantee. Because everybody was saying Tampa had everybody coming back. Oh my God, they're gonna go. They may win. Now they did do the one thing they didn't do last year, which was win the division.
Yep.
They did that, but other than that, as for Brady trying to fight all of that. Like I said, if somebody, let's say, it's the Rams, it has
Yep.
to be a team that already have a very established quarterback. Either like the Rams, New Orleans, I can see on the outside. But let's say the Rams, let's say uh
You said established quarterbacks, right? I guess you could put the Cowboys in, but I don't trust
or
them.
even the Cowboys.
But
And
the
then
problem with the Cowboys is I don't trust the coaching staff because I don't trust the offensive coordinator. I trust the
yeah,
defensive coordinator. I don't trust the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator is
and
pass happy, too pass
Brady
happy.
has played for Robert Kraft.
Yep,
I don't think Brady will have an issue playing for Jerry Jones, but
no,
Jerry's gonna have to know I'm the captain now. I'm the captain of the
exactly,
ship. If you
exactly,
bring in Tom Brady to come and get you when you can't get nowhere else with the Cowboys,
correct.
best believe he has to be captain of Jerry. I'm sorry.
Sit down, sit
You
down.
want your championship. He has to be captain. I'm
Thank
the captain now. He has to be
exactly,
captain of the ship.
exactly. Jerry Jones, it's time for
Other
you to
than
sit
that,
down, man. You've been captain for
other
this
than
ship
that,
for years.
you
Dallas
want the
hasn't won a
title,
Super Bowl in
you have to
25 years.
acquiesce.
Sit down,
I know
right?
Tigers
It's
gonna
time for you to
change stripes
acquiesce.
as
Yep.
Robert
It's time
Kraft.
for you to acquiesce. Like you said, look at your buddy Robert Kraft. When he acquiesced and got Tom Brady, what did the man get? 6 Super Bowls. End of story. So, Mr. Jerry Jones, sit down, acquiesce yourself, bring Tom Brady in if he wants to come back, and you know what he's going
And,
to get you.
and that's
You got,
only if that gets hurt. That gets hurt to
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
he
Yeah, I
can't
got
come
you.
back for the rest of the year. Then
I
I
got you.
can see Jerry like going like full like whatever.
All the way in. He has to go all
Blackout.
in. Straight
Blackout
all
like
in.
literally would tell him, his wife, and then like, look, we only need you for the I'm telling
That's
you,
it.
I can see it. I can see it.
Me too.
I legitly could see it. If something happened to that and where he got like another season in the injury or whatever.
Yep.
Yes,
First, if
sir.
I'm Dallas Cowboys, first phone call is Tom Brady. I'm with you. Straight. Assuming
Mm.
that, what's his name? That's if Dak Prescott get, because like you said, Dallas is too talented on offense to struggle like they did. No disrespect to get the shot won. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Tampa Bay, but that's a game they could have won.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's talk about the halftime. Yeah, let's talk about the halftime performances, and then we get to the show.
Okay. I enjoyed the halftime performance.
Me too.
The fact now for special guest, I didn't know there was gonna be one rumored, but I figured if Dre is putting up down all this money, like rumored north of $7 million, putting down to
Hmm.
put the pull this off.
Oof.
Best believe he's gonna have somebody with. I didn't expect it to be 50 Cent. I did not
Neither did
expect it to
I.
be 50 Cent.
Neither did I.
I was hoping the special guest was gonna be Ice Cube.
Me too.
Just because if we're going on this whole West Coast thing, if he
Might
would
as
have came
well.
out with something like, "Hey Jay, I got something to say," it would have been over. Now I understand it was supposed to be more about Dre and not so much NWA and all that.
True.
And maybe some stuff with clearances or whatever they may could not get done. Um, but I would have loved to have seen that. But the 50 was not bad. It fits in the flow because it was all about Dre and the aftermath. The whole
Yep.
aftermath, having shady aftermath,
Yep.
all of that is relative and relevant. So I'm good. I'm good with that. Um, the other thing that shocked me, Anderson Pop on drums
Yep.
when it was
Yep.
performing. I was like, oh my God, that's Anderson Pop. I was like, oh no. Was not expecting that.
I wasn't
Was
either.
not expecting that.
I have to admit, I got to give it up to him. He did better than I thought. I thought he was going to be trash on that. Man was banking.
Who? Anderson Pop?
He wasn't too terrible on the drums.
Dude, he was amazing.
He was. I know. I was shocked. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't
He
expecting
put
that.
his own spin on it though, the way only
Yeah.
Anderson Pop could. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like with the live band, I was like, go
I'm
ahead, go
impressed.
ahead.
I
And,
agree. I was impressed with
and
the whole
then
show.
of course he ain't got to sing, he just sit there and play. And on something like that, and let's be honest with Anderson Pop. Remember how Anderson Pop views like him and Kendrick Lamar. Dre called you, hey, I want you to play with me on the Super Bowl. You gonna say no? Come on, man. Come on.
Exactly. We talk about the legendary Dre. Come we talk about the legendary Dr. Dre. Come on, man.
Dre make a phone call and say, I want you to play drums. You bring Static Shot, bring the band.
You know what do I sign? What do I sign?
We
right?
covered
What is
in.
that song?
We covered in. We covered in.
And then, like
And
you
so,
said, and then you bring in Snoop Dogg and those two guys
yeah.
again. Oh, that was
And you can
fantastic.
say you play loud at the spot. I was like, go ahead. I was
All these
I,
2000 babies. I feel bad for you, 2000 babies, man. Y'all don't understand. Y'all are all y'all talking stupid nonsense. Understand? This is the people we saw are is music. That was music. The early 90s. Not all this nonsense we're seeing now.
now
No
what the
disrespect to
other
them.
thing that NBC started this entire firestorm war
They did
about the millennials and the Gen
exactly.
Xers that
Yes,
actually Kendrick Lamar is the only actual millennial. Everybody else is
millennial,
a Gen Xer.
Gen X.
And
Yep.
I'm kind of like, I find it funny. It was like I was like, wow, really? That was a whole thing.
I'm just saying it was funny
I
to me.
understand. Like it's just when the music really gets you, whether it's a kid,
Don't matter.
um, or what have you. The way I look at it is like this: if you look for most people, when is the music most impactful in their life? It's usually I say between that 15 years span between 13 and 28 is
Yep.
roughly in that. So basically, everything from high school through grad school, what got you
Yep.
to grad school as a doctorate, those
Correct.
15 years, if you make it through that stretch, that's pretty much so that's where it can kind of cross over because these were Gen Xers that, yeah, because yes, the Chronic came out in 92 and such came out in 93, Doggy Style came out in 93. So, the millennials weren't even born yet. Yeah, I get it. I get
Exactly.
it. But yeah, but when you have different movies and other things, pop culture made stuff relevant. You know, case in point, like Living on a Prayer. I remember what the successful Guitar Hero made Living on a Prayer. Now, like people that I know wasn't even born when Living on a Prayer first came out, but was now endeared to it. Which another
Yep.
song another song that's held legs like I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys. I said y'all
Yep.
wasn't even barely born when that came out, But you
Exactly.
play that on the karaoke, man, people out there singing. Tell me why ain't nothing but
Nothing
a
but
heartache.
name.
Yes. So yeah, but overall, I give it. I know some people are going to best of all time, but whatever. I guess maybe I'm just
No, I'm not ready to say that.
I'm
I'm
not
not
going to be
ready to say
prisoner
that.
of the moment.
I'm
I
not
would
prisoner of the
say
moment. I have a
I
few that
like
are better than that. I have
Michael.
quite a
I
few.
like
Yep.
Princess
Yep.
more. Um, for
There's also
ensemble, I think this is probably one of the better ones for
yes.
ensemble to have that many different people and to keep it, even though they had a theme.
Yep.
I know the one with the Miami one with the Miami Sound Machine and Gloria Estefan and all that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But this one
Those
I
people.
really like, and from the standpoint of hip hop, because let's be honest,
Mm,
hip hop had never had its own stage really from start to finish. It
agreed.
always had, whether it was Travis Scott or Missy Elliott, they always had to share it with somebody else. They
Yep.
were not the front and center focus of it.
Exactly.
And so when you finally get, as they would say, the gods of rock, the gods of hip hop, the few that we have that's still left and
Yep.
relevant. And now I would like to add this. Would you say that this is also a byproduct of the versus effect? I will argue yes.
Yes. Yes. It's part of versus offense. Yes.
I will argue yes. This is a byproduct of it because it wasn't for Swears and Tim. I can draw a straight line parallel from that all the way over to. I mean, now next year's in Vegas.
Arizona.
Oh, it was
Glendale.
in Arizona. Then it's in Vegas. Okay. Well, Arizona
Glendale, then
people have been
Vegas.
there, but Vegas. I'm trying to think. I don't know who in Vegas. Um, what do
I
you
don't
think
know.
about The Rock coming out, especially in wrestling and fighting?
Oh, that
What do
was
you think?
fantastic. I loved it. I
I
loved
missed
it.
it. I saw it, but I didn't hear it. Where I was at, they had the sound up,
Oh, it was
so I didn't
fantastic.
hear
It's
it.
like I liked how the way he talked about the NFC champions. He talked about the AFC champions first. It's 90. Then he talked about the Rams, and his intro was legendary,
I
man.
know
Like he always does.
the criticism I heard of people say, "Well, that's what Michael Buffer or Bruce Buffer." I'm saying, I was like,
Who
"Look,
cares? I
well,
can care
I mean,
less.
yes, I understand this, but you're in LA, so you need somebody larger than life, and nobody is more larger than life
Bingo.
than The Rock.
There's The
The
Rock.
most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
What's
It's
entertainment?
funny.
That's him.
Please tell me he did this part because I was looking because I know at the part at the end when you smell Rock is cooking. Okay, yeah. You can kind of see that. But I was one of these said, and the billions and billions watching worldwide over,
Yes, he
or
said
something.
that.
Okay,
He
good.
said
I
that.
was hoping you
He
said
said
something.
that.
And the
Yes.
billions, and then let the crowd say billions.
Yeah, he
Yes.
said he
Okay.
said that. And then yes, he let them say that. Yes, he did.
Yes. Okay. And
Yes, he
the
did.
billions and billions. That's when you know it's like okay,
So
cool.
to answer your question, yes, he did that. And yes, the people did say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that's where I probably would have been full throated at that point. Because for those of us
What
that never could even afford to go to the WWE event, that would have been a
but yeah.
billion.
The national anthem was fantastic. I don't even know who the lady was, but the national anthem was fantastic. I forgot her
Yeah.
name, but she was good.
Mindy, something, Mindy.
It was good. I'm just
Yes,
saying
yes.
we see some national anthems where people try to elongate the
Yeah.
words, but this one was
hmm
good.
And then Janae Akio doing God
Yep,
Bless
the
America.
signing.
The one
Yeah,
I missed, and me being a gospel guy, I don't know how I missed this. Mary and the LA Youth Orchestra did
actually,
Lift Every
yeah,
Voice and Sing outside the stadium. Only thing I
I missed
hated
this
they
too.
did it outside the stadium. I'm like, what?
I'm
It's
with you.
Sunday.
I'm
Hello,
gonna
we
say I
can't
missed
have
that one.
church. We can't
Hey,
have
that's a good.
church.
That's a good point.
We're gonna have them outside the stadium.
That was disrespectful. Should I put him in the stadium?
Yes, completely disrespectful. But anyway,
All right, people. So I'm going to give y'all an introduction. 22 minutes in, now we're going to start talking about a lot of things. Quite a few things happening.
quite a few.
I'm talking about news. I'm not saying match wise, news wise.
Yes.
Let's start because last time I left y'all with a tease with the Emma versus what you call it, Emma versus Angel fight. It's actually out now on the man's Gumroll page. Finally,
Okay.
a little bit of news to people. It's a little is longer than uh Alexa versus Vika by about 8 minutes. I'll say that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Uh, I will say that the fight was short. I'll say that one person was not feeling well. Again, what else is new? But she ended up doing the match. She ended up doing the match. Uh, it looks very good if you're looking off of trailers, but I'm not really caring too much.
I have not.
No
Now,
disrespect to Emma, she's not my type. Go ahead.
yeah. Now let me ask this. So he is out, so it's available for purchase. So you have to go to the
Correct. It's
Gumroad and you
15.
can buy
Yeah,
it.
you have to go to his gum road, and it's now it because it was shorter. It's now $15. Usually
Okay.
charges about 40, but it's only 15.
Okay.
So you have like there's a pictures, there's BTS behind the scenes stuff, his normal stuff. Everybody who knows Sweet Fire, y'all know how this goes. According to both ladies, it looked like both ladies want a rematch at some point. Even Sweet Fire's like offered to do a rematch between these two sometime. I don't know when, but we shall see about that. I know you asked me about the Queen Rogue versus Mandy May fight. I will say, if you're a fan of thick, curvy girls, that would be a good fight. If you're a fan of one-sided fights, that would be a good fight to watch because that was a one-sided beating.
Okay. Hold on. I was trying to. Okay. Yeah. You said Angel and Emma, right? Yeah. Okay.
There you go. The fight information is down below. If you want it, there's a red button that says "I want this," and then you just hit it if you want it. It's
Okay.
$15, and the poster is by Xlog, our guy. You know
Right.
what it is.
Um,
And that was the clip of it. Some pics. Eventually,
okay.
there's a clip in it.
Okay.
I will say that according to what everybody, from what I've been told, at least there's action in this one. As you can see, a little bit more action. It looked like the girls were, had better control temper wise compared to the last one.
Mm.
But at the same time, if you're an Alexa versus Vika, if you wanted that fight had everything: intensity, people losing their tempers. I know it was short, but you had everything just about that you wanted in a cat fight. Hair pulling, accidental elbows to people's throats, choking, some tip mauling, crotch
For
grabbing. It
sure.
was I know it was only 5 minutes, but it had it all. And the Queen
Yes, sir.
Rogue one, she was impressive. I'm going ahead and say she was impressive. I can tell people because everybody's already pretty much bought this fight by now. So not much on it. I'll leave that there. More news. Friend of the show, Lady Oyanka has just announced the three-way cat fight on June 25th. She's been running this on her Twitter and on her Twitter and
Social media
Instagram
pages.
pages, social media pages. And the three girls in this three-way fight, I think it's gonna be 20 minutes. Uh, I think the only rules that are left is no eye gouging, no choking, and I forgot the other one. Other than that, everything else is fair game. Basically, the way she described it is cat fighting, wrestling, MMA with a little bit of street fighting. That's how she describes it. It if you want to sponsor this fight, it's going to cost you $50. You can go through her Cash App or her website, which is I think ladyoproductions.com. I'll let you put that up. And oh, by the way, the participants are Queen Gia Love, Chikara, and making her debut, Miss Juliet.
Yep, Juliet be making her debut.
And again, people, this is June 25th. June 25th. More catfight news. For people who remember the last time I was talking about Queen Gia Love versus Lil Rampage, which was supposed to be happening on March 30th, the way things are going, it might not happen. I think I think if they were expecting people to actually sponsor this fight, they're gonna be disappointed because they were hoping for 3,000. I understand the money grab, I understand all that stuff, but they haven't told the fans exactly how much it's gonna cost them to sponsor this. And as you know, guys, that's one of the things you can't do if you try to be a producer. You try to get people to sponsor your fights. You gotta tell us. They told us what the rules are, which doesn't. The rules don't bother me. According to Lil Rampage, she said there's gonna be lighter on the Tim Marlin, but I guess body blows, combusting, all the other stuff. But other than that, they're gonna struggle just to get even half. I venture to guess that this fight will probably be canceled. Thoughts
So this will be Gia. You said
and Lil
Gia Lil
Rampage.
Rampage. So
It
this
was
would
supposed
be
to
the one that makes up for the one that was supposed to happen before but did not.
correct.
Ooh.
It was supposed to be March 30th. The problem they're having is they don't have anybody right now sponsoring
Oh,
anybody. I mean any
oh, wow.
sponsors.
Oh, wow.
Because the thing is, I think we're looking for more information, right? For people to think y'all gotta be more information, and they're being very vague
Have
with
they
their
said what the
information.
sponsorship amount is? I'm talking about from the standpoint of for people who want to put in.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if anybody's even asked. Right? I don't know.
So so I'm lost here.
The thing is, you have to. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing: you have to contact them before they tell you. That's the thing. We don't. I haven't
Oh,
had a chance to
okay.
look yet. I might, right? I might do that like tomorrow. See how much they're asking for their sponsorship level, and then I'll probably reach it out to you or someone else. So
Okay,
we'll see.
because that's kind of because if it's like if you put out a fight and you don't, you know, come out and say how much it's going to be, it's like I almost I'll put it this way from a producer standpoint. The market has kind of been to the point where you come out with the fight, you either let everybody know how much it is to sponsor it, or unless you have a sponsorship list of people that you want to sponsor the fight, and you contact them directly and say,
Uh,
"Hey, I'm putting on this fight. I need this much to get it started. Are you in? You know, or do you want to be a part?" If you're not doing either of those, I don't know how else the fight gets sponsored.
as what? Yeah, like I said from the beginning, $3,000. I know they need $3,000 because you're talking about camera productions, and I'm assuming that Gia Love is the one who's going to be producing this fight for
Mhm.
sure. I'm just pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she is. So I understand that they need $3 for all the other stuff and all the other care and all that stuff. For starters, $3,000. Don't get us wrong. Most of us Cat Fight fans struggle just to even put $50, right? $100, $200. You're asking a group of Cat Fight fans to all together to come up with $3,000. The question we're asking is, are you gonna put any money in this, or you're relying on us to do it? That's the question we're asking. It
That's
should be halfway.
well. Again, all of that is where it depending on the producers, depending on the fight. That's I don't want to say that's more of an ambiguous thing
Okay,
because no two situations are the same.
gotcha.
There's some fights a producer may need more money on the front end. Okay, some stuff that we mentioned this before in the past. How
Mm.
there's some stuff are non-negotiables. The cost of travel is non-negotiable, regardless if you're doing a full-on fight, you're doing sessions, you're doing stuff where if you're going to a trade show, it doesn't matter, or you're gonna go visit your sick aunt. The cost of transportation is going to be the same regardless. Or at least not. Well, let me put it this way: it's not going to be. It cannot be negotiated. Um, for some people, depending on where they at, like Brooke Gilly being in Montana, I'm sure Montana is a little bit more expensive to fly people out of than say somewhere like say Atlanta or Chicago or New York. But then again, kind of the problem with that is because there's so much talent there and so many different options, you may have some people that be like, well, why should I jump on the plane and fly to whatever Florida and do a match when I could just stay here, get more money, and just do, I mean, and fight local. I'm talking about the fight from the fighter standpoint.
Right.
So it's so many um, there's so many different entities. It's that's why I say everything isn't necessarily the same. You can have a situation where, let's say, even just looking on the outside looking in, like with Reagan, how they're doing the make an announcement of her and well not her, but she threw her Kitty Claus imprint with the whole Savannah Fox
Speak.
thing.
You got it. Go ahead. You ready? You took my line, so go ahead and finish it.
Yes, Savannah Fox. Now, if you look at the date, all you got to do is read between the lines. You look at the date. The date is June 5th for that.
Correct.
Where they're going to be in June 5th? They're supposed to be in Memphis with this big dollhouse thing, where they're doing
Correct.
eight, six different ladies, or whether 6 to
Six
8
different
ladies.
ladies.
Yeah, and they're doing all these customs. Okay, well, while we're here, why not just do one? You see what I'm saying? That's where it's kind of like, I don't know how much the money for that is, and then with the money for that be offset by
I
this,
will say, yeah, I will say
it's all
that,
relative. It's
yeah.
all relative.
Now that you brought up the Reagan thing, let's just finish the whole thing. So basically, she put out yeah, like you said, she put out a poster, pretty much, like you said, I forgot her name. Forgive me,
Savannah
I forgot.
Fox.
Savannah Fox. For people who know, her Twitter handle is Miss Big Big Booty Fox. Her Twitter handle, anyways. So, like you said, according to like you said, it's supposed to be in Memphis, Tennessee, June 5th. As you said, the model house down south shoot is like June 2nd through June 5th. Like you said, Tilly and of course
I'm
Reagan and some others. That's four others.
I feel some kind of way. I feel because I'm like they're going to be in my backyard of Memphis, and I'm like
Correct.
nobody call me, nobody call me. Man, I've been like, look, we come and pick y'all up from the airport. We're going. I got two places we gonna eat barbecue. Now y'all can decide to get fat before the shoot or after the shoot. You're gonna get fat. You're gonna be in Memphis because of the food. You just go. If you're looking for like Whole Foods, this is not the place for you. It's
They're in the
not.
wrong place. They're in the
You're in the
wrong
wrong
place.
place. Everything gonna
Memphis,
have
Tennessee is
fattening.
not it.
Everything gonna come fattening. You don't bring your own food, it's gonna be fattening. So, like,
So what you're trying to say is, if you come to Memphis to try to get healthy, wrong place.
wrong place to go, wrong place.
If you want
So,
soul food and you want barbecue, this will be the
that's your
place.
place. So I'm like, let's the shoot be early because you gonna want to eat afterwards and you're gonna eat well. But
Well, in
yeah,
that case, if they want to eat well, they should call you.
I know that's what like hello.
And
June 5th.
Since Reagan and Tilly know you, they should be smart enough to call you.
Truth be told, I might
Assuming
be.
assuming that you're not busy, but we all don't know.
Well, truth be told, there's an opportunity for me to be in Memphis weekend. Cause let me confirm.
This
Hold
weekend
on.
or that weekend?
That weekend,
Take your time.
because let me confirm, because one of the things that's come out is the NAGA listing.
Oh,
Yes, the NAGA listing
North
has
American
came
Grammar
out.
Association. For people who don't know,
Yes. Oh, it's June. Oh, they just changed the son of man. They literally just changed this week. So
go ahead.
they
Listening.
so what was supposed to happen is on June the 4th, the day before, because June 5th, what they're trying to do the Savannah thing is on a Sunday. June the 4th,
All right.
that Saturday was supposed to be both Memphis and Virginia Beach was supposed to have a NAGA
Mm.
competition. I'm
Mm.
sitting up here, I'm like, I
Ugh,
got two teams. There's no way I can do two teams on the same day in two different spots.
correct.
So I was like, I need one of them these moved. Well, they've now moved them both. They moved the Virginia Beach one now to June 11th, and they now moved the Memphis one to June 18th.
Okay.
So I'm like, ah. So okay, so I was going to be in Memphis, but I just looked it up just now. They just moved, changed the date again, and the date could change back to the 4th. Between now and then, they could change it back to the 4th. Um,
So, oh yeah. So we talked about that. Let me see. Oh yeah. Let me see. Lightly, I've been talking to the dynamic duo. I've been talking to quite a few people lately. I want to give a shout out to my guy Mike. Thank you for the friend follow request. I took that one definitely. For people who don't know, we have Mike on the what you call it 2 weeks ago. We didn't y'all
yeah.
didn't see it, but we had him. So want to give him a
Yeah.
shout out real quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, I talked to Chris, my guy Chris. It's sexy wife's husband. For what I've been told, it feels like very soon in the near future that it's possible that hopefully in March or April that the productions might come back. I talk about Chris's C&E hotel production might come back, depending
Oh,
on uh if some issues get resolved. I'll leave it at that because, like I said, when it comes to issues like that, I just leave that alone because that's not anyone's business but their own. But I'm
right.
just giving you people update that the C&E Hotel Productions does have a chance to come back probably this spring, March or April, one of these days.
Mhm.
And oh, by the way, for people who haven't noticed, Valor Catfights also is trying to make a return back. Also, she's also trying to make a comeback. If you've seen some of her pictures on Twitter, she looked like she's been in the gym working out. So So she says she's saying that once she gets some of her problems resolved and all that, some of the issues resolved because her husband is in the military. So once that's solved, we'll probably see her too coming up.
What
So
was
it's also a
ironic? I was trying to save it as a surprise for you, but she had reached out to me 2 days ago about
oh,
it. Yeah, so Valor. So,
all right.
I because I just reached out to her, just no, she
You're not the only one. I
responded
did
back.
too.
She responded back from a thing that I sent back in October of last year. She responded.
Hey,
She came up for air. She said, um, she's been inactive while her husband been deployed. You know,
yep,
and so and she didn't want to get back into fighting or anything until he came back. He got back.
understandable.
So I told her that we'll be excited to see her on the mats and we'll be praying for a safe return.
Yep,
For the husband, safe return. But
exactly.
I definitely understand that, especially your spouse and things like that is an integral part, and you definitely want them there. And I get it. I
We all
second
get it.
second and third. So prayers for Mr. Valor out there, you know. And so yeah, but that was probably going to be my one contribution. I said, well, Valor. Valor reached out to me over the weekend. So
Yeah. Not only did she reach out to you, I was able to reach out to
yeah,
her, and she told me the same thing she told you. So I'm
right.
excited. So we'll see. I also reached out to. I also had a Skype interview with Davita, so I even have more news on that
Okay.
situation.
More than what you sent
So
me
as
on
everybody
this.
knows, Davina is a veteran and she's one of those people who doesn't like to fight her friends. And we found out during the stream that her and Queen Rogue are really, really close friends. That's what I found out from her, which took me back. Because we all thought, as fans, we all thought after that one that those two would match up well because, they look like the same height, same weight, same aggression, all that stuff. She did say she did say that there's certain people that she wants to fight, but it's up to Tilly. According to Alexa Brooke wants a rematch with Davina. So think of that what you want. So Alexa Brooks wants a rematch with her. I don't know. Me
We've seen
personally,
that. We've seen that
we've seen that
story.
one before. But the thing is, Alexa wants fight Davina at 100% because remember both of them were not 100% when they fought each other.
Right.
One had bronchitis, the other one had a back injury. Makes I can understand it, but like you said, keep it moving. We've seen that one, so there's that. There's a possibility that she wants to fight. According to she might fight that new girl. Who for people who don't know who the new girl is, that's Adam and Lyric's friend. If you her name is Honeypot. That's her name. That's what she goes by on Twitter. So and Adam pretty much said that I guess they showed her videos of Lyric's fights and she said yes, she's interested. So let's see. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. I would think they would. You can't get much better examples than that. It's like, look, basically, either you can do this or not. It's- um, there was now we have not. Are we going to talk about the Rogue, Lady Rogue, Queen Rogue, or whatever? Who did she fight?
Yeah. Let me finish
Okay,
up my Davina thing, then
okay,
yes, you can talk about it.
okay.
So Davina's had a few things come up. She wants to do a cat fight with hopefully Tilly in June. So June's a busy month. It seems like June, she got some other things. That's reasons. I'm not gonna say it. There's reasons. But it seems like everybody wants to come back in the summer, in the spring, summertime, my guy. It seems. They're gonna make us wait for it.
The thing is, the industry is not set up to.
Correct. I agree.
And never mind. Let's keep going.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Say you want to talk
No,
about.
let's keep
Go
going.
ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
about the
Yeah,
queen.
yeah, yeah.
I thought the fight was great. Um, I love the punishment round. That was great.
I agree with you there.
That was great. Um, I didn't know how it was going to go.
True.
I thought because sometimes in the interviews you can just kind of pick things up.
Yeah,
Um, I felt like Queen Rogue would go there. Like we
me
talked about the
too.
feralness.
Yeah,
I
I
could
thought she would
kind
go
of
there
tell that
too.
off the bat. Like
Me
she's
too.
willing to do it. When she flipped off at the beginning, I was like, okay, so it's like, all right, we're gonna
Yeah, yeah,
kind of back it up. But overall, I thought it was good.
I did too.
And it was kind of like one of those things on the first couple of minutes, and you're like, okay, you see how this is gonna go. Today, um, um, I now the question is for the winner, who would you want them to see them fight next? Because to me, they both have two different styles. So
Correct.
to be honest, I could think of more people for without saying who won or lost. Let's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go by
yeah,
the style of the fight. Like you said, to seeing somebody like Davina and Queen Road,
yeah,
I can see with the different type of energy and things of that nature.
yeah.
Um, I really can't think of nobody I really want to see her fight. To be honest,
Mm.
I can see the thing about Davina, but I'm just like, I really couldn't think of. Now for what was the other lady name? Mandy May.
Mandy May.
Yeah, Mandy May. I can think about two or three people I would love to see her fight
Me
because of
too.
the style that she has.
Yep.
I would love to see her fight, and in no particular order.
Yeah.
The first person I would love to see her fight would be Gilly, that
Agree.
lost to
Janai.
Janai, because they're like literally almost physical physique wise the same.
Correct. I
I would
agree.
love to see her fight that. She would be one. Another one I would love to see her fight. I would love to see her fight Blonde Baby.
Yep.
I think that one would be another good fight. The whole blonde brunette again, physique. Third person I would like to see her fight, and this is a distant third, and only if she ever decided to came back. I think she went by. She goes by Roxy Hart now.
Yep.
Yeah, if she ever decided to come back,
I have some news on.
those.
I have some news on her.
Um,
According to Valor, she's going to try to reach out to her. So we'll see.
we'll see. Those would be the three. I would love. I would love to see for Mandy Mabel and her style. I can think of two or three other people off top. I would want. I would love to see her fight. Queen Rogue.
It's going to be tough. Her is very difficult. It's very difficult for her. You said it. It's very difficult to find
I
people
can
who are
see
talented.
eventually she would end up trying to fight Gia.
Yep. I see the same thing. I
I
can
can
see that
see.
because
I can see it. I just don't know if it's going to be a good fight though,
I
because of the
agree.
styles. I just the only reason why I say it because it's Florida.
Yep.
Sometimes geography is just
Yep.
it's Florida.
It's Florida.
I just I don't know. With Queen Rogue, I don't know. But for Mandy May, I could think of three people off top. She can go right now and fight. And I think with her style, it could sell. It could sell. It could
What do you
sell.
think that? What do you think she needs to work on? Because I thought she wasn't as aggressive as she. Because it looked like Queen was way more aggressive than she.
Just because you're aggressive don't mean you're any better.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm basing off of what I, I saw. But you're right. I'm just saying. At least on that day, Queen was better. But I don't know if I can take too much out of it. I was more impressed with her, but I'm not saying Mandy's terrible. I think Mandy has potential. It's just that there's some things that she needs to work on. Now that she has her first match, she
Um,
played.
the me, I think she'll be fine because she knows how deep the water is. And,
Mm,
and anybody else, the water is not going to be any shallow.
mm.
It's almost like one of those things. You have a 4 or 5 matchup. If they if Mandy had fought any of the other three
Yep,
that I spoke of,
yep,
performed the same way she performed against Queen, against any of them other three,
yep.
they would have been just as good matches. If not, she would have dominated, and then it would have been the build up to this. It's just that it's almost kind of like what happened with Alexa Brooke and Paris. I
Yep,
think the fight would have been better for both of them had they met later and not it been the first time for
I
both
agree.
of them
I agree.
because they both were so raw. And if you've seen what they ended up becoming later, I think now, not saying that the result would have been any different. I just think you would have gotten a better fight because the girls would have been more now akin to knowing what their body can and can't do
Correct.
and how to use it as a weapon. Versus when you got two fighters that at the
Just
beginning,
one.
it just like it reminds me a lot of just like with both sets of fighters, Queen and Mandy, Alexa Brooke and Paris, where
Parents.
they both were so new and so raw to it.
Yep,
You can see the potential, but
yep,
if they knew the fullness, it's like WandaVision. When Wanda at the end, when she knew the fullness and became the full-fledged Scarlet Witch, she
yep.
was always the Scarlet Witch. But when she came into the fullness with the costume and everything, that's when you knew, okay, she's a bad mama jamma now.
So
Agatha
yeah,
got a problem on her
it's gonna be
hands.
a very interesting match between Alexa and Paris when they if they have the rematch because Alexa is on another level. We haven't seen Paris, and I don't like Paris's chances now. I'm just saying because she took so many, she took so many months off away. So, but we'll see, man.
Yeah,
I like the way Alexa's going. It's interesting.
yeah. Shout out to let's see, Fantastic Productions. Yeah. Thank you for watching the broadcast and liking the
Thank
broadcast.
you.
But yeah, it just is. It would be interesting to see where it goes from here.
I agree.
It'd be interesting. So
Yeah, definitely Alexa versus Vika. The rematch is definitely happening after, especially the way that fight ended, because there was definitely no winner, right? Definitely no winner. So that one's definitely that rematch is going to happen. The question is who's going to sponsor it, who's going to make that fight. I don't know. We'll see. Right, one's in North Carolina, one's in Florida. So I can only think of one other person. I was going to say Sweet Fights, but I'm not
in
saying
my
him.
honest opinion, I've never been impressed with Vika at all.
Interesting.
I've never
Consider she's had two fights now, so you can make that assumption. She has had two fights, both for sweet fights, of course. So
right, but I mean, I just to me, she's a jag. She's just a girl. I just
interesting.
I just
I hear you. I just find it interesting, but I'm listening
I,
to what you're saying.
I
Gotcha.
she I, it maybe it's just my taste of or whatever. She strikes me as a type of fighter that part of what could make you a legend in the business is the fact that you was available.
Correct.
Didn't mean you was any good. You was just available. You was there.
Correct.
Um, Now, granted, given that there's so many people walking the earth, and I can't tell you how many ladies I've seen walk, and I'd be like, I know they would be killing if they ever were to do it. But they either have no inclination to do it, they don't want to do it, they don't want to get paid to do it, they don't care about money, whatever. Whatever their reasons for that, or their health issues, they just can't do it. And then you got those that want to do it. Like I have ladies, I know ladies want to do it, but can't physically do it. And then you have the ones, but the only ones that end up showing up to fight are the ones who want to do it and can do it. So it's like, I, my thing is, okay, I'll put it this way with Vika. If we was doing, if I was building a fighter by no, to me, there's nothing to me that stands out about Vika to me, other than her name, Vika.
Yeah.
To me, it's not nothing like with everyone else, whether it's Alexa Brooke, with Paris, with Candy, with every, they all have something that's elite that stands out to me about them or about their style, about something. Vika, I just can't think. Laura Carlson, Reagan, every woman that does this, there's something elite about what they do or something and how they do it that stands out. And to me, with Vika, I have nothing.
Gotcha. I agree with you there.
Because for
Completely.
anything I can even think of, I'm like, I don't think of anything exceptionally well. The thing that I think she does exceptionally well is she shows up and she fights. She gives effort. I'll give you that.
Let me
That
see. Let me see
skill
if there's any.
wise, no flair, no creativity, no. But she's there. In this day and age of trying to get these stuff pulled off, the fact that she's there is going to get her work,
Yep.
regardless if she's any good or not. Because she's there, she's going to get work. And it is. I just, but maybe it's just two fights in. Maybe on the third fight she'll have that classic, that
Yep.
because would you put Vika on the top 10 list?
No.
Would you put Vika on the top 15 list?
As bad as it is, I might have to put her in the top 50 because we have so many inactive. We have so many inactive people.
Dude,
But the answer
we
is
got
no.
people right now that have not fought in 2 years can come out right now, and we know that can dust. We,
So no.
I'm
To answer
not
your
going.
question, she's not even. She's not even top 20.
We're not going to even bring in the international folk. We're not going to even bring them in.
Oh, we're not even
They-
talking about them.
We're not going to even talk about that. Even like the ones that's fighting right now for Cats UK and all them. Even you bring back in, you can bring back some of them girls that fought for Fat Farah. That could come in
True,
right now. I'm
true,
just saying,
true,
and I'm not saying that they wouldn't fight because that maybe Fat Farah was their only point of contact, and they because like let's be honest, most of those girls that fought for them, I hadn't seen them on anywhere else, so I don't know if they just
true.
or whatever the recruitment process was, or their thing is, I tried it once and that was nice.
To
I'll
answer your
go
question,
do
she's not
something
even
else.
Vika's not even making the top 20 for me. So there, period.
Right.
Maybe the top
So
25, maybe, but not the top 20. So yes,
I would say it would be 24 or 25 for me.
true. To answer your
I
question,
can go 20 deep and not
me
even
too.
bring up Vika.
Yeah, I agree with you. I could go 20 deep myself if I put my mind to it.
Even people who don't even do it anymore. And if you was to put enough money on the table to where it's like,
They'll do it.
okay, I want you to fight Vika and they'll do it. I still don't get the one person I would give Vika, I'm
I'm
not gonna
listening.
even say that I'll save it for the sidebar. The
There you
one
go.
person I would give Vika a shot over winning. I got one person I think she could win. She can go in right now. With everybody else, I'm not picking Vika. Not
I
that
got you.
she's not a bad fighter. It's just that she doesn't.
Stand
To
out.
me, she doesn't do anything exceptionally well
Exactly.
enough to where I know. Okay, let's build your foundation in a rock and build a whole thing off of this one thing to help you now and anybody that you come across. I mean, she
Yep.
just don't have that. Vika, if you use it, look, darling, I think again, the fact that you decide to do this is just, but I much respect
Yeah, much
because
respect. Seriously.
much
Much
respect
respect to
the
all of
fact that
these
you even
girls.
just decide to do it. It's
Actually,
just that the
yeah,
fact of it. But I will say this about Vika, and this is what going back to the effort and why I said I have to give her credit for that. She's not one of these girls that you see so many in the business where they'll be like, okay, they're just truly doing it just for the money. Okay, I can't do nothing else. All right, well, let me go ahead. And then you just half a it just enough to get to the nah. Because if you was doing it like that, then nobody else will fool with you. They'll be like, all right, well, she's just one
yep.
of them. So
Eh, eh,
that's why I'm saying it's like I have to give her something to stand on because she's
Yep.
not that girl that's just, hey, I'm just hot dogging it just for the
Yeah.
track. Nah.
We're coming up on a minute. You want? Is there anything else we need to talk about? I know the UFC was who was fighting. I forgot who was fighting
Ooh,
last
I
week.
didn't even see that it was on Israel. I completely forgot about it.
I didn't see it either. I know he won. That's all I know. I didn't even see.
Oh,
I
you
didn't even
won?
see.
Okay, I ain't even know. I'm like,
He
well, I
won.
guess
I
if you
know.
would have lost, we would have found. But you know how it is, man. When you roll up against Super Bowl weekend, it
Yeah,
eats.
you're
It
asking a lot.
eats. It eats, Jesus. I truly, even with the trade deadline, my Harden and I, it almost threatened to eat that. But Harden and Simmons, we've been waiting on that for so long. But
Yep. What are
it
your thoughts
eats.
on it? Since we're pretty much done with the cat fighting, so what's your thoughts on this NBA trade deadline? I was disappointed. The Harding and Ben Simmons one, we knew that was going to happen eventually. It was just a matter of them pulling the trigger.
I was more shocked that Westbrook didn't get traded.
Yeah, true, true.
I know that the supposedly the Lakers didn't have no other picks or stuff supposedly because like all their first round picks is like what's it like till 2028 or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
twenty
like
twenty
all
seven.
used, yeah, it's all used up, and they, they ain't got no number one picks for like next 4 years, 5 years or something. It's all
Yep,
traded out.
yep.
I'm like, I'm not saying you had to give them away for a bag of Skittles, but you cannot tell me he would have been anything. And that you can't. You meant to tell me Austin Reeves and some of these other babies from the G League, they had some highlight or some or Matt McClung from the G League from the G League Defenders, the LA Defenders. You
Yep.
can't tell me we can't find somebody else in this group that can get us to production. You can find other dudes. You got other dudes with Trevor Ariza and Kent Bazemore. I know Kent is my boy. That you can get to miss 6 shots, but
Right.
they're not going to be so horribly bad where they're going to be costing you games.
Yeah.
Sometimes some stuff can be addition by subtraction. I
Hmm.
really legitimately don't care if you would have traded them to the Knicks or someone for a basket of fries.
That's it.
Somebody prominent made a post on Twitter talking about James Harden is now going to have difficulty finding someone to present him when he goes to the Basketball Hall of Fame. I would say at this point, I think Russell Westbrook will have a harder time
Yep.
trying to find somebody to induct him to James Harden will. Because
Yep.
if James wins the championship with Embiid,
Yep.
if he wins one with Embiid, then I think Embiid will induct him in.
I
And then
agree.
James will have one.
Yep.
Westbrook right now, who's closer to getting the championship, Westbrook or Harden? It's not even close.
Hard is much
And
closer to winning.
and the way Westbrook has burned him, you done burned with Kevin Durant, you done burned with Harden twice, you done burned with Bradley Beal, you burned with Paul George, you done burned with Kyrie Irving
Wow.
and Kevin Durant
And
again.
Kevin Durant.
And who else? The only two people you didn't play with in your generation is Giannis and Joel Embiid. And James got Joel. It's like who else is there left?
I
You
feel
got
sorry for him. I feel sorry for
you
him, but
got nobody else
you're kind of
left.
right.
Like
As much as I love Westbrook, you're exactly right.
who
Unfortunately,
else
you're not a
could?
good teammate because you keep burning bridges with superstars. Right now, you're even struggling with
And, and,
LeBron and
and
Anthony Davis right now.
now again, this may be sacrosanct to bring this up because God bless the dead. Dead can't speak for themselves. I truly believe if Bean was still alive,
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Westbrook, the summer Westbrook would have signed with LA, Westbrook would have been in the lab with Bean. I, he would have been in the lab with Bean, and Bean would
Hmm.
have got him right. Bean would have either came back and told Rob Pelinka one or two things, and LeBron one or two things. Give me the chance to get him right. If I can't get him right, then y'all got to trade him.
Right on. Exactly.
Because you knew how much Bean loved Westbrook's game, his energy,
Yep.
his ferociousness. Because every time when Kobe was getting ready to retire, they kept asking him, "Who you think? Who has it?" And he always talked about Westbrook.
Russell
He always
Westbrook.
told Russell was that guy that with the energy. He said, "I love the energy and the passion. The energy and passion is good, and effort. You know me, I'm a big effort guy. If I got coach effort, I'm going to the house. But at some
Yep.
point, effort has to translate into skill and into playing the game and not being reckless
Correct.
for the sake of effort. So
Correct.
that's why as I'm kind of like I think Bean would and I don't think Bean Westbrook would have went to him and say, look, Kobe, I need even if Westbrook didn't go the first year, he would have definitely went before the season.
Yep.
You would have been the whole summer with Kobe Bean Bryant and
Bryant.
Gianna. You would have been in the gym with
Yep.
him and would have came out this year supercharged and ready to go. I
Agree.
believe that with my entire heart.
Me
Because
too.
especially to hear how Westbrook always talked about Kobe, how Kobe talked about Westbrook, and now you being there and Kobe's gone.
It's just like
At
Michael
least
Jordan and Kobe. It's just like
right.
Jordan and Kobe. How these two Jordan how Kobe talks so much about Jordan and Jordan said the same thing about Kobe. You see how this is.
And at least LeBron got there before Kobe passed.
Yep.
you know, and got to see, and AD was there before Kobe. The fact that
Yep.
Westbrook getting there after the death,
Yeah.
just say that's why it's kind of like, yes, you're a native son, you're from England, and you're LA, you are quintessentially LA, and
Yep.
you're one of the LA sons. So we cannot knock your existence, but what we can knock is the fact, dude, you're playing like the Clippers. You should be playing for the Clippers. But you're on the Lakers. You can't do that. That's not gonna work.
Yep. All right, time to wrap up the show now. Now we're gonna wrap up the show again. The socials have not changed much for me. It's the same. Clem Akufo 3000 on Instagram. Clem underscore, I think AKUFO. I think, did I change my Facebook? It doesn't really matter. We go with that. And yeah, Clem Okufo on Twitter. No need for that Facebook. No one really cares about Facebook.
Right. And I am still Cause Web on Twitter and IG.
With that being said, guys, thank you. I mean, thank you to the supporters. Thank you to the fans for tuning in. I know it's late. Some of you people will be watching this probably Wednesday or the weekend when it gets posted up. The next show will be in 2 weeks, which for people who don't know is the end of February, which is also the end of Black History Month, also, by the way. So, with that being said, my name is Clem Kufo. He's Claus Webb. We are out. See you in 2 weeks.
Peace.
Peace out.